Hey everyone, welcome to Jason Explains Things. After 4 years of dealing with dust coating all my stuff while off-road, it's finally time to install a sealed camper on the back of my truck. But if you don't prep your Toyota Tacoma truck bed before the install, dust and water intrusion can still happen. In this video, I'll show you how to thoroughly prepare your truck bed for installing any topper or camper. In less than 30 hours, I'm gonna be driving my Tacoma to Montana to finally get the camper, and there's still a bunch of stuff I need to do to the Tacoma to get it ready to get the camper. I left everything to the last second. We've got 3 jobs to do this evening. Job number 1, we need to water and dust proof the sides of the truck bed and also against the bulkhead. Job number 2 is we need to seal everything around the tailgate. There was a lot of big gaps there where a lot of dust and water can get in. And last but not least, job number 3 is modifying my Prinsu roof rack on my Tacoma where the tent portion hangs over the cab of the truck. For sealing underneath the bedside caps, I'm using HVAC metal tape and butyl tape. For closing up the 1/4-inch gap on both sides of the bulkhead, I'm using window seal foam and some black RTV. For sealing up all the gaps around the tailgate, I'm using 2 kits from ESI. One is a seal kit specifically made for my Tacoma, and the other is the Rock Block combo kit for sealing up the bottom of the tailgate. To clean up all the stuff I'm sealing up, I'm using glass cleaner, isopropyl alcohol, and microfiber towels. And to trim my Prinsu rack to not interfere with the camper, I'm using my trusty air saw and die grinder, along with some flex tape to close up the mounting points I'm no longer using, along with a file, some aftermarket roof trim, and to make the rack look new again, some AEV powder coat touch-up paint. All the parts and tools I'm using are listed and linked for you down in the description. Just like you, I watched a couple YouTube videos about how to do this, and I think probably one of these pry tools should work. The plan for the bed sides is to seal up the large holes on the top and on the side of the bed caps. Yeah, you can see what I'm talking about with all the dust, right? Use a plastic pry tool to carefully pop the plastic clips on the caps, starting on one side, working towards the other. I clean the surface with glass cleaner and then isopropyl alcohol so that the tape adheres to the paint. Use metal HVAC tape to cover up all the holes. This 3M tape with a paper backing was very easy to use. Quick note, once the bed caps are back into place, the plastic clips will pass through the tape and create a small hole. But the tape dramatically reduces any gaps for dust to get in, which will be further mitigated by the butyl tape. Ta-da! Okay, we've got all of our HVAC metal tape in place. I also kind of went a bit above and beyond and did these holes on the side too, because they look like they could also let dust in. Next step is you're going to want to lay a kind of a continuous loop of butyl tape that's been folded over in half along the side here like this. I was kind of practicing on the driver's side before I show you how to do it on the passenger side. It's a little bit finicky. This stuff wants to easily stretch, so what I would recommend is only go in about like 2 feet sections, and then every time you get to an end, just kind of squish one end into the other and just kind of fuse them, and I think you'll do just fine. I lay down the butyl tape as shown and then firmly press the plastic bed caps into place. If you want some extra credit, you can use your body weight to really make sure that that butyl tape underneath is squished down and formed in between the cap and the bed. Filling the 1/4-inch gaps on the driver and passenger side of the bulkhead is very straightforward. I cut a small piece of window seal foam and pressed it into the gap, making sure I couldn't see any light through it. Then to fill the top at an angle, I used black RTV and smoothed it out with a rubber glove. And that's how you water and dust proof the sides and bulkhead of your truck bed. I've got some masking tape here to protect this while it dries. Now, I said we were gonna do the tailgate next, but actually the tailgate can be done at any time, even after I get the camper installed. But one thing that can't is that. Let me show you how we're gonna cut the roof rack. So I did a lot of research, and the tent portion of my camper should end essentially right here. Now,
that means that here back is all gonna have to go. What I'm gonna do is use my air saw to cut right here and then do a nice straight line from here to here. And then we'll use the die grinder to bevel it, and then we'll remove the rest of the rack, and then we'll plug the holes, and then we'll paint, and it should look really nice, I hope.
The roof rack modification I'm showing is a great example if you have my exact roof rack and are installing a GFC camper. For all other combinations, I strongly recommend doing thorough research because you might need to remove more or less material. Also, some campers are taller and can clear an entire rack left in place. Tacoma forums, Facebook groups, and good old-fashioned Google are your friend. I will say the GFC folks were very impressed with this cut and said it should never cause any issues. If you're doing something similar, make sure to protect your paint with either cardboard or other material. The safest thing to do would be removing the rack, trimming it, and then reinstalling it, but who has time for that? I recommend an air saw or hacksaw versus a cutoff wheel, because cutoff wheels risk damaging your paint more, in my opinion, and they throw sparks. Cutting aluminum with an air saw produces shavings similar to wood sawdust. I've used this saw multiple times before. If you've never done something like this, I suggest practicing on something before you just start cutting your roof rack. I used a file to deburr all the edges and then prep the vehicle and roof rack for paint.
All right, we've got everything cleaned up and masked off, so now I'm gonna paint the outside of each rail just to make this look all nice and new again. I did this once before when I installed the snorkel, and I didn't mask this well, and I might have painted some of my green paint, and I'm not gonna do that again, so I went a little bit overboard.
Using a satin black paint will make your old roof rack look brand new again. I was very pleased with the results. I let the rack dry overnight, then to finish prepping the roof for the new camper, I cleaned the rain channels thoroughly. Use the waterproof Flex Seal tape to cover up the OEM mounting holes that are no longer needed. And then to finish off the look, I trimmed some aftermarket rubber roof trim and glued it down with silicone. By the way, enjoy the grief that you'll get from your friends until the camper is installed. My buddy said that the roof rack became my truck's tiara. I guess it sort of does look like one.
Okay, for everything for the sealing the tailgate, we have it on the tailgate. So the ESI Ultimate Tailgate Seal Kit for the Tacoma is nice. It's got instructions for my generation of truck, and then also over there you have instructions for the new trucks too, which is pretty cool. We're also going to use ESI's Rock Block Seal Kit, which goes right here. It's going to block this so that stuff doesn't fall down here, but also it's going to be great for not letting dust in. Also at the same time, I'm going to install the Cali Raised LED tailgate theft preventer, because I forgot to do this a couple months ago, so now's a great time to do it. A quick note on the tailgate theft preventer. I went ahead and just reused the 10mm bolts that were originally there, and the reason for that, I think that if someone's trying to steal a tailgate and they come across that, they're probably not gonna have a 10mm on them at that moment. Hey, and if I'm wrong and my tailgate gets stolen, you can laugh at me in the future.
Okay, let's install the seals on the sides of the bed first and move on from there. I cleaned the surfaces with glass cleaner and then used the alcohol wipes that came in the ESI kit. I installed the seal from the top of the sidewall, cutting it flush at the rubber stop, and then continuing down just above the hinge. The process is the same on the other side, just mirrored. I knew I was going to have extra seal, so I opted to apply the bulb seal to the inside of the tailgate itself on both sides. This way, if dust gets past one seal, it'll be stopped by another. For the bottom of the tailgate, I'm essentially installing two seals, the large bulb seal and the rock block on top of it. I prepped the area, cleaning with glass cleaner, alcohol wipes, and then used the adhesion promoter that was included with the rock block kit. FYI, the bulb seal along the bottom is likely enough to get the job done. But let's go ahead and do the rock block also. Huge thanks to my channel members for supporting my channel. If you want extra perks like in-video shoutouts and early access to videos, hit that join button. But the best thing you can do to help me out is simply watching my videos, commenting your thoughts, and sharing videos with your friends. Thanks. I added a small piece of extra seal in both corners to block the last gap I could visually see. And the tailgate is sealed. We picked up the camper. We've done several hundred miles on that. And also we just did our first little dust test here in northern Idaho. Let's see how we did. Hey, so far so good. This was here before.
No, that was not.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
You know it was. And to my buddy Nate's dismay, the tent has not hit the roof rack. Didn't hit, at least not yet. All right, guys, subscribe to Jason Explains Things. Leave a comment, let me know what you think of all the dust prevention. And if you have any tips from that you've done to prevent dust getting inside your topper, your camper, let me know down in the description. Until next time, God bless all of you. Don't forget to do it yourself.
Jason, how's it feel to drive across Montana in third gear?
Well, why? Why are you doing this?
I don't know.
You're being a bit of a jerk.
How much?
I know it's funny, and it's funny at my expense, but...